Hey guys, we have an assignment.
We do?
Wait, which one?
The government assignment.
That's kind of vague. We have.
The podcast.
Oh!
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
We're cooked.
Hi, I'm Kira. I'm the host here.
My name is Seth Jared Lauer.
My name is Daniel Murdoch.
I'm Sierra Oliveros. I'm Malia Robles.
So guys, what's your opinion on media bias?
Pretty biased.
I feel that media has changed in our lifetimes.
I mean, media's changed a lot. Like, if you look at the 70s, like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and you watch the news, it's a lot different than now. I mean, the way we think, the way we write it. Before, it was more just record it, like record the events, and just let them see it, like let the people interpret what it means. But nowadays, they try to push like a certain agenda on it. And usually the news media, some of them like lean right, some of them lean left, some of them are neutral, like the BBC News and Fox News more leaning on the right side and all that. It's like the way we approach writing stories and journalism is a lot different than it was 40 something years ago.
Daniel, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, it really persuades people on like what side they should be or what side they should not be, and it really confuses people on what side publicly helps them in a way and not other public views.
Sierra, you have any personal thoughts or opinions on media bias?
I mean, it's pretty much the same as what Seth said, and his statement or whatever thing. My bad. Reminded me of that video that Mr. Wright showed us that Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. You're talking about that Ryan Chapman video about how journalism has changed from being objective to being more, of course, biased and opinionated, kind of calling out what they interpret as lies, that kind of thing.
I mean, kind of. I wasn't paying that much attention to the video.
Fair enough, it was a Wednesday.
Malia, have anything to add to it?
Yeah. There are a lot of like the main way that media bias can be influencing is like the language like how they choose to like word it and like certain topics they choose to report on. While some like there could be some news or media that choose to focus more on positive outlook and like trying to like fog everything out, and others can like highlight the negative aspects more and try to like show what's actually going on.
And if you don't mind, if I put you on the spot even more, why do you think that media shows more bias than it would need to back then?
Probably because it likes to influence political power more now than it would back then. Because it can like shape people's perception and their influence of how they see like certain like political parties and like certain things going on in the world right now.
Yeah, they really try to sway people on what side's either better.
All right, so moving on to like what is it? Focused media. Well, moving on from that topic, how do we feel about youth exposure?
Children as in like, is there a certain age demographic, or are you just talking about minors in general?
Preteens and under.
Oh, okay. I mean, well, for one, clearly we have a lot of younger children having access to media through phones, which one, I don't know why they have their phones at such a young age, but due to the biased media, they're exposed not only to the political beliefs of their parents and peers, but they also have access to practically the world's opinions and, talking about how biased and how differently portrayed some situations can be that can either of course, more confirmation bias, and then two, it can really spawn some hateful children. I've met a few hateful children. They it's not that fun. But
Uh,
yeah.
Malia, you have a lot of
I feel
siblings.
like
Do you have like any like what is it experience with children having?
I mean, kind of. I feel like the youngest is a little off more than the rest of us, kind of,
Mhm.
because she like pays more attention to like she's on like TikTok and Instagram more than all of us, and I feel like she gets like kind of really stupid ideas from it.
Mhm.
Um, there's been times where she's like tried to jump off our roof because she's seen people jumping off their roof into their pool.
That's insane.
Oh. Um.
Actually,
Yeah, we have a pool in our backyard too, though. So she's just like, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine." Our house is kind of a little far away from the pool, and she still wanted to do it, and she almost got really hurt.
She's
how old
running
is
on
she?
Wait.
hopes and
So
dreams.
She's 8.
She's
like
8
she
and she tried jumping off the roof.
Yeah,
That's insane.
by almost getting hurt. Do you mean she was on the roof and you guys stopped her or something?
yeah.
She was trying to do it for the vine.
Stop it.
Oh God, no, that's so old. Please.
we're trying to do it for
Yeah.
media. Media views. Say another thing. Media is everywhere. It's on YouTube. It's on many social media platforms. It's so easy to access and the youth can get inspired from media because it's so easily accessible, and then it's literally just one video and one click away, and then you have all the information.
Mhm. The media, the rabbit hole, and children can basically get their hands on anything. All member the Podcraft then got very off topic. For our next topic, we have media credibility. There are the specific things I want to say and see your thoughts on specifically conspiracy theories for media credibility. But first, we're gonna go over in misinformation. Malia, if you want to start off with misinformation.
A lot of people, they don't like to fact check half the time, so they're just like, "Oh, it's on the news. It must be true." Because I know people don't like to fact check,
Mhm.
and this can slowly take all the credibility out of the news sources if people just believe whatever's happening is happening.
Mhm.
But there's another news source reporting that this isn't happening, and then this one is saying it is, and so you're like split between the two.
Mhm.
At one point, news became more entertainment than it was actual, something to gather information from. And I think that still kind of
Smith?
applies.
Mhm. Seth, you have something to add?
Well, I'd like to say, like, I mean, I don't think anyone relies on the media for anything. Like they're very skeptical, especially like have you news nowadays is more focused on entertainment. I mean, when I hear someone say how the water turned the frogs gay, how can I take
Oh
that
God.
seriously? Like how can I consider that credible? Right? Yeah, it's entertaining, but if I'm going to go on the news, I want to hear like about the stuff. I don't want it to be biased or in a certain agenda for more entertainment, right? Like
Mhm.
if something happens, I want to hear about the non-biased thing. It's like they're always like breaking news, and they're like breaking news, and it's just they always try to get the most amount of viewers possible, so they start talking about the most outlandish stuff. Like they're talking about how there's school shootings like every single week,
Mhm.
and it's like they try to get the most money out of it as possible.
Yeah, profit's a good chunk of that. Because
Mhm. Yeah.
I know, like, even on YouTube, political or not, when it comes to content, but they make the most outrageous or rage bait titles for their videos.
Yeah.
Because they want attention. It's all about
Yeah.
attention. The Among Us potion challenge,
Stop it.
like
Oh, bro.
On media credibility, um, during New York, I've heard I've known someone who believed in some conspiracy theories. I'm gonna propose to you a few conspiracy theories, and I want your opinion or your genuine reaction to this. There's a conspiracy theory of the ice wall. basically there's multiple rings around the Earth as we know it. It's also a flat Earth theory, by the way. That there was no ever extinction of the dinosaurs, but the dinosaurs are on different layers of the ice wall. How do you feel about that?
I don't know, man. It's pretty silly and like not even in a positive way, and I don't say that often.
Crazy Earth lore. Where are the dragons?
The final layer.
No, I seen it. There's a TikTok of these dude, and he talks about, yo, bro, what happened to the dragons? And he starts talking about these random continents outside the ice wall. Like there's different layers to the ice wall. And he's like, oh yeah, the humans kept killing the dragons and they weren't chill, so they left.
The true Dragonborn.
That's crazy because I've never heard of ice wall or anything, so I'm like
Me neither.
new to
Even then,
this.
even then, where's the ice? I don't get it.
What kind of
Yeah.
ice wall?
It-
Like, is it the one where there's like continents on the outside, or is it like when you hit the ice wall, you automatically go to the other side of the continent?
There is more. Basically, there's multiple layers of the ice wall. Basically just different rings. So there will be different pieces of land outside the our own ice wall, I suppose.
I don't know.
And
It
then,
just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
and then how did the person who believed in that get that information, or is it
I
just
would say TikTok.
oh?
Another conspiracy theory I'd like to propose is that winter is not real, it is government made.
That's a. You serious?
I'm being so perfect.
You sounded so
You're
bad.
telling me when it snows outside, the government themselves are pouring snow all over the place?
Or
Yeah,
when it
basically.
rains.
Believable.
I would wonder the government's purpose on making rain and snow and the weather and stuff.
To start off with digital footprint. So in more recent times, employers will ask you or give you the option to release your social media to them. Especially with the usage of social media accounts for brands. Some will look at your previous social media and decide whether you're employable by what you post. Do you think that's fair? Seth, you want to start off?
I don't think so. Like, digital footprints are very weird because I see people like, okay, it depends on the situation, but like sometimes you'll like see these people and you'll see a bunch of random dudes that are on their computer 24/7 start pulling out like tweets these guys do like 10 years ago, and it's like most of the time it isn't anything to like get pissed at the person about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, they said it like 10 years ago. Unless it's like something like really bad, like they were like saying some weird stuff about kids or something. Okay, I'd understand, but like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Digital footprints aren't usually good, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Malia, have anything to say about digital footprints?
I feel like with how you're saying like the employer having access to it, I think it should depend on what like job they're being employed in. Like if it's just some like job at, like a store or grocery store or like retail or something like that, they really shouldn't. But if it's like an important like government job or like
Mm-hmm.
something that can like affect the country or something like that, they definitely should.
Sierra?
I mean, as for the whole asking, I think I think I'd also agree. It also depends on what your job is, and then two, I also agree with Seth. Like, if it's something said 10 years ago, depending on what it is, it's pretty bad. But I, uh, I would just like to add that people tend to forget. It's pretty common nowadays that people forget that they're interacting with actual people behind the screen. So
Mhm.
then, I mean, I've seen some really bad things get dug up, and in general, people forget that once it's on the internet, it's there pretty much forever.
Mhm.
People have kind of lost their filter, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about the internet. It's completely anonymous, which can be a double-edged sword.
Mhm. And I think that is all I have for a digital footprint.
Cool.
You found like a house. And now for a one and only honorable interruption.
That you're talking to
on.
an actual person. Oh,
Hi. That's really cool. I'm doing a project right now.
Are you really on a call with them and they're playing Fortnite? Like, get out of here, man.
Christian.
You're such a core.
Brother, what?
Like, oh my
What?
Fortnite chapter 2 is
it's part of
What?
the thing,
Brother,
Bro,
get
this is
out!
the best game ever.